Good Monday afternoon, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. It's not raining everywhere this afternoon, but where the rain is coming down, it's pretty miserable outside. And it's the kind of day where you just really want to stay inside and sleep. And actually, I took a couple of hours of extra nap late this morning, early this afternoon, as I'm just not really feeling all that well with these allergies. This is the afternoon update to the video forecast discussion for this Monday, the 14th of March 2016. Pretty typical March raw weather conditions outside today. Quite a difference from just last week where temperatures were in the 60s and 70s and even 80s across portions of the region. We have a northeast wind in all regions during today, and as a result, the temperatures are also a reflectivity of that. They're generally running in the 40s across the entire forecast region with a strong northeast wind. It's making temperatures feel like they're in the 30s across many of the regions during this afternoon. It's pretty raw to be outside. We have a little bit of fog and light rain across the region. We'll get into that in just a moment. We have gale warnings on the coast for the Jersey Shore, and this is going to be in effect now for the rest of today into tonight and tomorrow for northeast winds of 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots, seas averaging 4 to 7 feet. On the south shore and east ends of Long Island, we have gale warnings in effect as well, and these gale warnings are going to be in effect through tomorrow morning. And that's for basically an east wind at 20 to 30 knots, gust up to 40 knots, ocean seas 7 to 10 feet, eastern Long Island Sound, and 4 to 7 feet just about everywhere else. Just pretty raw conditions outside during this afternoon. Water vapor channel this afternoon shows our strong area of high pressure off the Canadian Maritimes, ridging down through the northern mid-Atlantic. We had one wave of low pressure producing some rain, mostly across central and southern New Jersey, now towards eastern Long Island, where it's been raining pretty much all day on and off, and it's just a nasty day outside with northeasterly winds and raw conditions. We have our upper level low, which is spinning here across Kentucky's and the Tennessee River Valley area here. This is beginning to fill in. There's some pressure falls beginning here across the Delmarva this afternoon, and that's going to mean that the rain chances will increase as we head into this evening and overnight. Latest radar and also lightning data showing up here. Most of the rain now pushing into Long Island Sound in southern Connecticut and also portions of the Sound here into Rhode Island. And there's a break in the action between this disturbance here and pressure falls developing off the Virginia and Delaware coast this afternoon. Some lightning strikes out here over the ocean. And more importantly, with our upper level low here across the Tennessee and Ohio River Valley area, quite a bit of lightning strikes showing up here as well. Visible path of the satellite imagery this morning shows the entire area shrouded in low clouds and visibilities with drizzle and fog and light rain across the region. And our convective nature here across the Tennessee and Ohio and Kentucky River Valley area. As we take a look at this is our upper level low here now getting into Kentucky and Tennessee here and swinging gradually, very slowly eastward. And all this is drying in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. That's why most of the rain and lifting with the rain that's in place across portions of eastern Long Island. Most of the west of this has been very light, and most areas have received very little, if any, appreciable rainfall during this morning. Doppler radar shows that most of the moderate to heavy rain bands continue all across the coastal regions into central and eastern Long Island. And that's where all the heavy rain is, and the other area of rain here is associated with our deep low across Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee at the moment. There's some watch boxes out here too for tornadic activity here in thunderstorms with these cells here, and also some thunderstorm warnings and some flood warnings as well across this portion. Already getting some reports of in the Ohio River Valley here of a funnel cloud being reported in western, southwestern Ohio this afternoon. Also other funnel clouds being reported in the same vicinity during this afternoon between 2 and 2:30 this afternoon. Pretty raw conditions out there this afternoon. Wind gusts into the teens and lower 20s early this afternoon, and the red boxes here, or the circles, are showing the pressure falls that are being associated with this deep upper level low across Kentucky and Tennessee and the Ohio River Valley area this afternoon. Pressures continue to fall here across this region, and eventually all of this means more rainfall is on the way for the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area later tonight. On the aviation weather deck today, right now during this afternoon, we have a lot of limited IFR, and MVFR conditions across the region with some light rain and fog and drizzle. A couple of restrictions at some of the local airports too, so you want to check with your carriers if you're flying out later this afternoon. For the rest of the afternoon, we have ceilings under about 700 feet or so at most of the TAF sites, and don't see much improvement through the rest of the afternoon and tonight. The winds gusting from the northeast at 20 knots, gradually decreasing later this afternoon and evening. Main precipitation threat now appears to be drizzle with a persistent and moist onshore flow. Tonight we continue with the IFR conditions, and ceilings are anticipated to be even at times with limited IFR. It appears that the precipitation will be light and drizzle may be the main type. North to northeast winds becoming more mostly less than 10 knots later tonight as the pressure gradient between that and the high pressure and storm system to our west begins to decrease a little bit. Tuesday through Tuesday night, lots of low clouds and precipitation with poor conditions, and improving later Tuesday. Fog possible again Tuesday night. Wednesday through Friday, mostly VFR, scattered showers with lowering conditions possible Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Not such a great week out there. Right now outside of Newark, it's pretty raw. 43 degrees, dew point 40, humidity 89%. The wind is northeast at 14. And we've had just about a fourth of an inch of precipitation, a fourth of a hundredth of an inch of rainfall during the last hour. So a little bit of light rain and fog around the region, and just a drizzle and light rain and nasty conditions throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening. Right now inside of Philadelphia, 48, dew point 44, humidity 86%. The wind is northeast at 15, gust to 25, visibility 3 miles, and light rain and fog. And again, very little in the way of rainfall during today, but the drizzle and fog being a problem throughout the forecast region on the terminals during late this afternoon and tonight. Forecast charts from the Weather Prediction Center. Here is our area of low pressure across the Ohio, Tennessee, and Kentucky River Valley area, lifting to the northeast with this warm front trying to make its way through the region during this afternoon and evening. It's probably not going to make it through the region as a result of our northeast wind. It's our area of low pressure with our secondary here off the Virginia coast here heading out into the ocean. There'll be some light rain, drizzle, low clouds, and fog around the region. This will all be falling apart during the day on Tuesday as the upper low begins to fill and the surface wave off the coastline begins to move to the north and east, and eventually everything out to sea. We're going to be seeing improving conditions by Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening, and then our next weather maker here with a squall line comes in, developing with a warm front to our south and west on Tuesday night, and that warm front will be making inroads towards our region with brief high pressure moving off the coast, and a warm front means more showers developing across the region later Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. Typical March week weather across the northern mid-Atlantic states returns, again after having such above normal temperatures and pleasant weather that almost looked like a true spring in the form of the month of May was coming in our direction, but that doesn't look like it's going to hold, and that's typical for this time of the year as fluctuations in the jet stream in both polar and subtropical branches in this weakening El Nino continue to influence our pattern with a near zonal flow and lots of disturbances in the mix as well. Here's our first disturbance here. We can see the high off the coast, wedging back down through the northern mid-Atlantic with lots of light rain, drizzle, and fog across the region. Our upper low filling in across the Ohio River Valley area. And eventually all of this is going to begin to dry out by tomorrow afternoon. It's still going to be quite chilly, and then here comes our next warm front through the region as a low develops and moves towards the Great Lakes. So the warm front moving through the region on Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon. Now the GFS not really forecasting much in the way of precipitation for our region on Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, or Thursday, but still there is the possibility of some outlier showers with the warm frontal passage. And then things rather benign. Another short wave moves into our fray here from the west and southwest during the day on Thursday. This could produce a little bit of light rain across the region as well. Again, most of this would be very light and scattered across the region in nature. Then, of course, for the weekend, everyone was worried about that snowstorm that everybody was talking about on some of the model guidance yesterday. With our low pressure area here across Ohio and western Pennsylvania, another low in the subtropical branch here developing around the Carolina coast. The problem with this in the terms of forecasting during the month of March is the sun angle and the time when the precipitation gets going. So if this happens between Saturday night and Sunday morning, the higher elevations, maybe above 500, 800 feet, 1,000 feet here in northwest Jersey, Connecticut, western Pennsylvania could see some light accumulating snow. Everybody else basically looks like rain. Now, as the storm deepens, according to the latest model guidance on Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, well to the north and east of the benchmark here, producing some moderate to heavy interior snows across southern New England. Also a little bit of ice and sleet across the hills of northwestern New Jersey, Connecticut, the Hudson River Valley area, Pennsylvania's Pocono region, northwestern New Jersey. Most of this looks like a rain event for most of the rest of the region, and we'll continue to hone in on this forecast as we get closer. Forecasted temperatures for today through this evening are generally, these are absolutely incorrect. All temperatures are in the 40s right now, and we're not even in Philadelphia. We're in the upper 40s right now. So this is going to be an outlier already from the grid point forecast. Going into tomorrow, again, temperatures generally running in the upper 50s to low 60s. These could actually be quite high depending on how much sunshine gets going later in the afternoon, but it's definitely not going to be this warm over the interior portions of northwestern New Jersey tomorrow afternoon. By Wednesday, temperatures again running slightly above normal or many times above normal, as we find the grid point temperatures here generally running in the mid to the upper 60s across the region. On Thursday, another disturbance moves through with temperatures generally running in the upper 50s to around 60, 65 degrees or so. This is still well above normal if these temperatures pan out here. All the cold air still being blocked up in Canada, but that changes by Friday as the storm system moves into our region with a cold front, and that means temperatures falling off. Right now, St. Patrick's Day is looking mostly cloudy in the afternoon. There's still a chance for some showers around the region. It will be generally the upper side of the 50s to lower 60s across the region for the parade in New York City and throughout other major cities as well. For everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Make the rest of your Monday a pleasant one. We'll see you bright and early on Tuesday morning.